What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stokastic here in the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Pretty decent little weekend. We'll see how Sunday's bets end up shaking out. Hit 2 of 8 in the home run round robin, but unfortunately they were in the same game. They were like right off the bat with Jared Kelnick and Matt Olson. Had 3 doubles. They were hit over 106 miles per hour, aka very, 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 very hard. 2 of them in PNC Park with Nimmo and Lindor, and cannot believe that we didn't get that one across the finish line. Jesse Winker had 2 doubles. One of them smashed like 106, 108 on that too. I mean, just ridiculousness. But the process was still really good on that Sunday round robin. We're still up 16x from last Sunday, and we're up more than 50x from the one last month in the round robin department. So still feeling good about those. You know, I'm throwing those in the premium Discord. Don't get carried away. Again, I'm usually straight around $96 if you utilize it, 2x, 3x, 4x. But you guys aren't here all to talk about round robins over on FanDuel. You're here to talk about Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks, the other bets that I have here on the card. We're going to talk through it. We haven't had a lock last week. We're not going to have a lock today, but feeling pretty good about the model, feeling pretty good about some closing line value we've been getting back on track there. Again, sitting around the 500 mark of locks is not what I wanted for this entire baseball season, but now we are up a lot of money on the likes, and that is the name of the game. It's just to be profitable. Units, people put that into play. Record, again, I want to be up units. I do not care about record necessarily. If it's plus 200 and has value, expected value, awesome. If it has minus 275 on a money line and it should be minus 325, that's also value. But you guys are hearing me talk a lot here at the front end of this, and ladies, of course. But let's get ourselves the heck up out of here. Producer Jacob, we got 7 games on the slate. We'll talk BetMGM. We'll talk Odd Shopper as well. So good to see some new faces there in that Discord for MLB season who you're going to want to be there before the All-Star game, because if you followed me for the last 3 All-Star games, yes, 3 All-Star games, they've been Hulk smashes, because there are a couple of specific things that we look for and we find them. Oh, wait, I'm getting off track again. It's Monday. Let's get to the picks. Game number 1, we have the Mets. We have the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I know a lot of people looking for early morning action. Eric, where are you going here in this game? It's the only one going off at 12:35 Eastern time, 9:35 out on the West Coast. So I try to not upgrade the play, but I'm calling it a lean like. I actually have 2 lean likes, and neither of them are on my card. Sometimes they are on my card already, sometimes they're not. And I talk you through the process of why or why not. Or, somebody who, like me, if you're not trying to get completely nuts here just for the sake of getting nuts, I'm nuts enough already. But Christian Scott, Mitch Keller, this is crazy hot weather. We have this in a couple of spots, and obviously the roof will be closed in Arizona. Otherwise, well, that would be another one of them. But over 90 degrees at first pitch here in Pittsburgh. Also going to be over 90 degrees at first pitch in Washington. Because, again, these are afternoon ball games that we're looking at here. But the 12:35 Eastern time start time for this one. Mitch Keller, comeback Keller, came into last season, had some really, really good stuff. And that's kind of carried over. Pittsburgh should be really happy about their starting rotation. As for the back half of this lineup, there's some things that need to get changed up into next year, but 21.6% K rate, 37.5% hard hit, 6.5% barrel percentage. You did have Aroldis Chapman blow that save there against the Mets yesterday, being Sunday. Into Monday, we'll see his availability for this one, but Scott and Keller, I am pretty confident that Keller is the more known quantity between the two. Scott got sent down to AAA, came back up here, and again, his stuff looks decent to me. I don't want to go out of my way to pick on him too much. 19.9% K rate isn't up there, but 7.1% barrel percentage, 5.9% walk rate. I can get behind both of those, and a 1.14 whip over 33 and a third innings. Pretty decent stuff. So if you really got to have it, go ahead and take a look at the Pittsburgh side still, because I don't trust the Scott side. But I just look at the weather factors, friends. PNC Park played like a cavern with Nimmo and Lindor hitting those ones out. Or thought they hit those ones out. They resulted in just smash doubles, but that's beside the point here. I'm looking at this weather, and the wind has flipped ever so slightly. It was in 4 miles per hour. Now it is out about 4 miles per hour here at first pitch. Really no wind to speak of, but in this kind of hitting weather, 8.5 being a total, decent enough spot here for the Pittsburgh lefties, decent enough spot here for some of those righties on the other side. Can Pete Alonso hit a bomb? we get a couple of bombs here? I don't know. I'm having a tough time just smashing anything here in this one. So I'm going to call it a lean like over 8.5. Love the weather. Like the idea of being able to get behind some runs in this one. I'm going to take a look at some props. We do have all the props out, but nothing is grading out as positive EV for me at the moment. So again, I know you want to bet these island games. I know that's what you're looking for, but over 8.5, that's the best that I got in this one as it stands right now. I'll revisit in the morning. Another 92-degree spot here at first pitch, Miles Mikolas and Mitchell Parker. And if you made me pick a lock, if you absolutely said Eric Lindquist, gosh darn it, you haven't locked anything in a week. But yeah, because I'm winning money for you. That's the point. And are you happy? Are you not entertained? But Miles Mikolas, this guy is just the worst contract in baseball. I think I say it every single time that he comes up to the plate there. Steven Strasburg, now that he retired, rip. He was awesome. And well, Washington sold their souls in order to win a World Series, and they got it. It's hard to be able to convert it when you sell out like that. But Miles Mikolas, he's for St. Louis, and they haven't sold out to get anything other than bad pitching with him. 17.3% K rate on the bottom end of the spectrum for starters in baseball. 450 expected slugging, just a 16.1% whiff percentage. And then the launch, 41.3% ground ball rate, 26.7% fly ball rate, average of 13.6 degree launch angle. I'm going to be paying attention to some lefties. The Jesse Winker ended up firing him up. 2 doubles, smashed both baseballs. I cannot be upset when you get barrels, when you get guys who hit the ball hard and put it up with some loft. I think he had like 21-degree launch angle on that one as well. So I'm going to be paying close attention to some of the props there. But one that I do like right from the get-go is James Wood, 2+ bases. Yeah, we like that one too. As for the Cardinals, 9th inning bump ever so slightly there. You get these lefties. Nolan Gorman looked really good at the plate. They ended up smashing some baseballs. Wilson Contreras goes yard. Alec Burleson, Brendan Donovan coming alive here from the left side. If they get anything out of Nolan Arenado going forward, who's just been brutality this season, 27.9% hard hit, 297 ex-WOBA. Oh boy, if they get anything out of him going forward, St. Louis is a team that I think could be sneaky. Sneaky naughty, if you will. But I'm looking at James Wood here, 2+ total bases. The one thing that stood out to me going through this rookie, and again, very highly touted rookie. I believe he was like the number 3 prospect for baseball, but he was a second rounder here, just smashing baseballs in the early going of his big league career. 64.7% hard hit. We just got to get some launch on it, my friend. Negative 7.4 degree launch angle. Pitchers are finding ways to induce some of those ground balls. Part of that is just a small sample size. But when I see a bad righty who doesn't strike guys out, going up against a power lefty here that is really, I'm not going to call him Yordan Alvarez, but he's like 6'7" at the plate. If you watch him, he is crowding over that thing. I like it for 2+ total bases. When you're hitting the ball this hard, yeah, we'll figure out the launch thing. Maybe I miss out on some numbers for the home run department, but I am going to be paying attention to 2+ total bases, and that's going to be a lean here as it stands right now. We did get some of those props here. I wanted to see what that opening number was. All right, they still don't have them on the national side because, of course, they don't. As for Mitchell Parker, I expect runs here in this one, friends. Over 9. Love the weather. Love the hitting environment. Pay attention to Woods. Talk you through a little bit of what I'm looking at with him. Impressed so far, but yeah, the key to hitting home runs is launching the baseball in addition to your hard hits. So cool. Let's start doing that. In the meantime, let's just capitalize on those balls finding the gap. Yeah, cool. Sounds great. Also sounds great. $14.95 weekly, $49.95 monthly for OddsShopper. We have the OS premium tools. We have the Discord. That's where I'm hanging out every single Monday through Friday. And then I had the freaking weekend. I was firing up on Saturday and Sunday, hanging out with the peoples, hanging out with the peeps. We had some real fun on 4th of July. Oh, there were fireworks in that premium Discord. Some good stuff from your boy. It felt good. Let's keep it going. Let's keep this thing rocking in that Discord. And if you use promo code Lindy, Lindy, that's my name, you sign up at the link below. That becomes 20% off for your first week or 20% off for your first month. Again, that's awesome sauce. $12, that's less than $2 a day to hang out in that premium Discord. Ask me my favorite home runs. Again, going 2 for 8. There's nothing wrong about that. Just wish I had bet them outright rather than just the round robin. Again, good lesson for me. Good lesson for me from time to time because I've been getting a little bit into these round robins. Got to say, it's been a new, turning over a new leaf over there in the premium Discord the last 2 months where I really like round robins. We have some great game environments to maybe utilize one in the morning. I'll take a look. It's in our book. Next game, did a lot of work on this one in order to achieve absolutely nothing. We got Gavin Williams. Yeah, Gavin Williams, he's back in our lives. Velocity was down 0.5 miles per hour. It's actually a little bit concerning, some of the numbers. Let's get into that here. But first, Mr. Montero, don't know what we're going to be getting in terms of like, well, I just don't know what to do with these guys. I keep breaking down all of their ins and outs here. Kiter Montero, 43.2% hard hit, 479 expected slugging. Has decent enough strikeout stuff. I do think I like the slider. I think? Question mark? I don't know. It looks good. 118 batting average, 137 expected batting average. Absurd numbers with a 43.2% whiff percentage. Now he's throwing a changeup and knuckle curve to lefties. Like that's kind of his out pitch for those, but we haven't established enough of a sample size. So again, I'm just grading out these pitches based on vertical and horizontal movement relative to other pitches. And well, we've garnered enough strikeouts, but look who he's faced. Pittsburgh, Philadelphia without the two lefty boppers in Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber. And then the Minnesota Twins there. I mean, it's so hard to know if I like him or not. I know that's a weird thing to say, but in baseball, you don't have to be right about everything. You can pick and choose some of your spots on a day-to-day basis, but I wanted to attack in some way, shape, or form what we saw from Gavin Williams in that first start. What does happen is you tend to see improvement, and also this is just a brutal Tigers lineup, just a 90 WRC plus against righties. So despite the ineptitude that we saw from the 6'6" Gavin Williams there in his first start, and I will say the curveball was okay, but he only threw it 10 times, and I don't know why, but I want to justify ripping someone's head off. But Riley Green, 2+ total bases, if it shows up here. Gavin Williams, I do think is probably going to get hit up by better teams. He's still got great velocity on the fastball, sitting around 96, 97. So it's not like, oh, he's down 0.5 mile per hour. Let's just start targeting him. Oh, it's 95.2 on an average mile per hour velocity. It was his first game back. So I'm not running to the window for anything in this one. Again, Riley Green, this is just an investment on the platoon split, on potentially some Gavin Williams not having the same kind of strikeout stuff. I just don't know what to make of it. 5.34 expected ERA for him in that first start, 74 pitches, but we know how good Cleveland's bullpen is. We'll revisit this one tomorrow too. Finally, a play. We've got the Colorado Rockies, we've got the Cincinnati Reds, and a couple of different pitching options that you're getting on the Colorado side. I think it ends up being Ryan Feltner. If you told me right now, this second, and you can change the graphic as we go live, F it, we'll do it live, producer Jacob. You guys don't understand. The guy's a saint, and you want to know if he's real? Here you go. Hands are up. Hands are up. Can he do it live? Boop. Nope. Oh, he can't. He's fake. He's very, very real. That mother effer is real. Ryan Feltner, friends, Andrew Abbott in this one. Very much on the side of targeting Colorado in their first game as they removed themselves from Coors Field. Just got lit up 10-1 there by Kansas City. Bobby Witt Jr. cashed those home run tickets. I didn't have any, but you could have cashed them. That must have been fun for you. Wasn't me, of course. But as we're looking at Ryan Feltner outside of Coors, this is going to be a spicy meatball, if you ask me. Overall this season, at home, 1.65 whip, terrible. 31 earned runs, terrible. 41 in the third. 6.75 ERA. But he's not exactly been good on the road. 4.65 ERA, 1.31 whip to go with it. It's been better. There's times that I have backed him in those spot starts. But when you leave Coors Field and the ball is going to break more, and it doesn't necessarily, it's just going to be harder to catch up to, especially against a guy like Andrew Abbott, who's going to see strikeout stuff return to the mean at some point. Again, there we go. Regression towards the mean. 18.5% K rate. Last season had a 26.1% K rate. I think this is a sneaky spot to potentially ladder him, but I didn't put that down because we're getting plus 114 right now over on FanDuel. Plus 114. It's minus 105 at BetMGM right now. Again, shop your place. Shop your place. But I can't believe we're getting this kind of a price on the run line. It's unbelievable. Bet it now. I can't imagine this is going away from this number. Now, there are some righties there. It's good hitting weather. Yet again, that's why you're seeing a 9.5 total in Great American Small Park. But I very much like backing the Reds, even as home run line guys. Yeah, Colorado outside of Coors, the ball will be breaking more. It'll be harder to catch up to. Let's try to take advantage. And again, small play, half unit play here on the better price. Better pizza. No, we can't keep that one going there. It's not that good. My Minnesota Twins, of course. We just get done having amazing NBA season, getting over there to the Western Conference Finals up against the Dallas Mavericks. Lose in excruciating fashion, of course. We re-signed Justin Jefferson in the offseason only before horrific stuff happens to our 4th-round pick. Again, shout out to his family, sadness over the weekend. And then Carlos Correa gets hit on the hand after Royce Lewis hurts himself turning the bases. Minnesota sports are just cursed, friends. They're just why am I a Minnesota sports fan? There's so many other sports fans I could be, but I'm a sports fan of all things Minnesota, and it's tough to watch. And very sad sometimes, all the time. Anyway, they're taking on Chris Flexen in his candy paint, rolling dank, sip a drink on an 84 swing, and you know what that means. You generally want to attack it, but he's been better over the course of this entire season. A couple of things that do stand out. Really good reduction in the hard hit, sub 35%. But fly ball stuff, taking on a Minnesota team that just gets better and better and better against righties. Minnesota up to a 111 WRC+. We bring one of our power bats, Matt Wallner, up from AAA, somebody who really impressed me at stints last season, but Larnock's just been so good. Like, you just keep Larnock and just ride Larnock into the sun. Jake Cave over there in Colorado. Would have been actually nice if them in the back half of this lineup. But I'm actually not going to bet anything here yet. Anything, for a couple of reasons. One, we don't know at all who's going to start on the Minnesota side. At all. Know the rules of your books. Know what is live action. If it shows up as something else, I don't even know who it could be at the moment because there's nothing listed for a call-up from AAA here at the moment. So I have to revisit this one tomorrow, which has me leaning towards Chris Flexen and the White Sox on the run line. I wouldn't want to bet it, though. Again, I'd want to bet it if you knew who was coming up here from AAA and I could assess them and really have a good idea for it. Minnesota finding ways to win weird games. Houston, that was a weird one again today. That 13-12 one loss was a weird one, but yeah, obviously didn't win that. Carlos Correa, please be okay. That's the other part of this. And this part of it, friends, BetMGM down at the link below. If you sign up now for another sportsbook, you have an opportunity when you deposit $25 or more and bet $25 or more on anything, up to $1,500 on that first wager. You get it back in bonus bets if it doesn't win. If it does win, keep the money. The money is nice. But if it loses, get it back in bonus bets. Huge opportunity to take a big stand on a big plus money ticket. I would be looking... Oh, it sounds disgusting to say. I would actually be looking at maybe the White Sox plus money. I actually want a bigger plus money ticket. Like we're talking plus 300, plus 400, because it's coming back to you in bonus bets anyway. So take a big swing, and if it misses, get it back in bonus bets with our friends over at BetMGM. Only for 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Back to the picks we go. 2 to go. Smash the like button, subscribe button, notification bell as we head to an interesting one here. We got the Texas Rangers taking on the Los Angeles Angels, and Michael Lorenzen, probably one of the luckiest pitchers in baseball. I don't think you end up having him as the starter. I think this ends up panning out to be Davis Daniel. There's some conflicting stuff there. And then I think it ends up being John Gray on the Texas Rangers side. So until you hear otherwise, I think those end up being the pitchers, although they are not officially announced on MLB.com. But John Gray, 44.6% hard hit, 457 expected slugging, and a 9.6% barrel percentage. As for Davis Daniel, only two starts this season, but they've been pretty good. 3.42 expected ERA. He did give up 4 earned against the Oakland Athletics. He had an absolute gem against the Tigers. But I think one team that I expect to have a better lineup going forward than the Tigers, than the Athletics, are the Texas Rangers. Yes, they've been absolute dog doo-doo against righties. 91 WRC plus on the season, but a sub 20% K rate. Davis Daniel, not somebody who's going to overwhelm you with speed, with the 92 mile per hour average velocity on his fastballs. Friends, I think this is a spot to be firing up the Texas money line. Yes, minus 142 here, but these Angels, I'm telling you, they're just not going to be good. 93 WRC plus, 23.1% K rate. Probably going to abandon some pieces here without Mike Trout this season. Again, Mike Trout hurt all the time. Poor guy. Actually, it's hard to say somebody's poor because he's very, very rich, but feel Sad for him, guy. There we go. That's the right way of saying it. Last game of the night. Let's get to it. And Chris Sale taking on an unknown quantity in Yilber Diaz. We're going to talk you through the ins and outs of this one. This one could be one I'm very, very interested on based on where we see K props, based on where we see some of the hitter props for the Braves. This is like your textbook. What do you think of him, Eric? Who's this Yilber Diaz guy? Because, well, he's definitely got some type of pedigree. He's the 6th organizational prospect over on Fangraphs for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And anybody who's covered my stuff long enough has known that for 3-4 years, I've been beating the drum for just taking risks one way or another on pitching prospects coming out of the PCL, being the Pacific Coast League. Why? Because a lot of these ballparks, Albuquerque, Reno, in the case of Yilber Diaz, these are on the moon. These are very, very hard ballparks to be successful pitching in. Now, Brandon Pfaadt was pretty successful in pitching in AAA, but this guy, Yilber Diaz, has been very successful pitching in AAA. Now, he started over in AA this season, had a ridiculous little 34.2% K rate and 3.49 FIP. Now he gets called up, and it's only been 22 innings total, 4 starts. But it is carried over at altitude up there in Reno, 30.8% K rate. I don't expect that. In fact, Fangraphs, you have a number of different projection sources, Zips, The Bat, a number of places. They've all got him around a 22% K rate. Everything sits right there. That's about your league average, maybe a little bit better strikeout stuff for a starter in baseball. So I think this is a spot where he could actually carry over a little bit more purely because at altitude, if he's hitting around 30% and comes to the big leagues and maybe has 25, 26% for this season before big league hitters figure him out, again, you're going to see some kind of a decrease to this K rate you would expect. But the first time out, how much tape is on him? How much opportunity do these big league hitters have to get to some of his stuff? Because he's a fastball primary guy. 60 out of 65 grading there. Slider, curveball to come with it. 55 out of 60. Pretty decent marks there for both of those as well. Working through the pitch mix. Did a lot of work on it. Not sure what shows up in this spot. And obviously, the books, well, they are giving you a massive price there. You have to lay massive money on the Atlanta side to make it remotely comparable because Chris Sale about as known of a quantity as it gets. Now, he's gotten back. He's gotten healthier. I'd say it's actually surprising what he's done this season, how good he's been. But there's no doubt that at minus 215, you cannot, in my opinion, you cannot lay that price confidently. It's just not a good play, which has me looking towards the lean on the Arizona plus 1.5 side. I think there's a chance that we get better than plus 115 come tomorrow, but I would actually bet it at the current number right now. So if you want to lock in the price, so be it. If it drops below plus 107, I will not bet it. But at plus 112, I'm going to sit and wait and hope we get a better price and see where Diaz's numbers open. Yilber Diaz, K-ladder, ? Again, the Braves, I don't expect them to be some crazy strikeout ridiculousness. I mean, 24.4% K rate's pretty good, though. 94 WRC plus against righties is not very good. I'm just throwing it out. This is a high-octane, high-variance spot. I'm willing to embrace it a little bit with the unknown quantity of the righty. I probably talked a little bit much here for a 7-gamer. Let's get out of here, shall we? And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this lovely little 7-gamer we have on Monday. Went a little bit longer talking through some of the plays, but had the opportunity to. Tuesday, we'll get this thing rocking. We'll keep it below 30 minutes for you. I know a lot of people, a lot of things to do, places to be. Coming off of the 4th. Hopefully you had a great, safe weekend. Nobody's fingers got fireworked. I think fireworks are so overrated. That's just me. Producer Jacob, thank you so much, friends. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Monday.